I love VTubing, and I think it's a pretty cool way to make content. It's always nice to see people innovate and try new things in the content creation space. However, after becoming one myself and spending a significant amount of time watching other VTubers, I've come to the realization that this shit is weird. Disclaimer, I'm mostly joking. I think the first thing I want to tackle is, why is everyone so horny? Is it just for content, or are you people really down that bad?
I'm up to no good.
And no, I'm not saying all VTubers act this way or that it's a bad thing. I'm simply pointing out how strangely commonplace it seems to be in the space, which is a strange thing to think about since we're all just pretending to be an anime character online, and a lot of VTubers don't even show their face to begin with. But why is that?
Well, what am I gonna do? I can't go out looking like this!
One of the reasons I can think of is that VTubing is so adjacent to anime, and we all know how prevalent fan service is in anime. So naturally, a lot of models are designed to be as attractive as possible, which leads to people playing into the horny ooh anime bit.
What could possibly be the reason your stream would be lagging? I have no idea. I don't think it's my fault.
Father, what was that verse about temptation that you gave earlier at the service?
Which is fine, content is content, and they aren't hurting anyone.
If I dated a femboy, I'd be pegging him every night.
Oh, say less.
I think it's also because a lot of VTubers don't show their face that it allows them to act a little bit more extra than they normally would in this regard. Which again, I'm not shaming anyone who does this. Get it how you live. It's just something interesting to think about. Also, I heard how some of y'all be doing some freaky shit in these Discord calls, but hey, that's none of my business.
Hi, Bubba. Oh.
I told you to call me King.
Yes, King.
This next one isn't so much about VTubers as much as it is about people who love to comment how cringe VTubers are. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. VTubers say and do plenty of cringe shit, myself included. But what we're not going to do is sit here and act like IRL content creators don't do as much cringe shit as VTubers. For example, the biggest streamer on Twitch acts like this.
I'm sorry. Let me lock him out real quick.
All right, bet. Go ahead.
And I know we've all seen this wonderful clip.
Yeah, the planet is dying. The government hates us. The animals are leaving. The aliens aren't contacting us. We might be alone. It just might be you and me.
And don't get me started on those generic ass dating shows.
How long did Kyle last?
Huh?
I'm not trying to diss anybody. I like some of these creators, but let's keep shit fair here. My point being that I find it weird that people who hate VTubers always say it's because they think they're cringe. Meanwhile, I guarantee you their favorite content creators do just as much cringe shit. And to keep it a stack, everyone has done cringe shit before and will continue to do so in the future. It's just a part of the human experience. This next one I don't have a lot to say about, but I really want to mention it really quickly. Male VTubers with dick jiggle physics is kind of weird, right? Like, I know women have jiggle physics and that's cool, but who's really checking for dick jiggle physics? I'm not the weird one, right? Okay, I didn't think so. Moving on. So the final thing I wanted to touch on that I find weird is a classic: parasocial activity. I know this discussion has been done to death, but I can't get over it. It's very interesting to see how much more viewers tend to be so parasocial to VTubers than IRL creators. I personally think it's because a lot of VTubers tend to play a character instead of being 100% themselves. After all, that's kind of how VTubing mostly was at first. This in turn can lead to people viewing the creator as more of a character than an actual person. Going back to what I said earlier about VTubers being anime adjacent, something we already see with anime fans is how some of them can be very intense about their favorite waifu or husbando. So of course, some people can't separate the two and start to get a little too attached and can eventually spiral into something worse. Some viewers just can't handle the dopamine rush of their favorite anime boy or girl on screen acknowledging them. Now, it's not just viewers that can be parasocial, but some VTubers actually play into that behavior, which can be a very weird game to play. You can't encourage parasocial relationships with your audience and then complain when something eventually goes too far. At least, that's what I think. As weird as VTubing can be, it's still a pretty cool way to make content. It's also still in its infancy, and I'm excited to see where people take it and how they innovate. This wasn't really meant to be me shitting on VTubing, I just thought it would make for a fun video. And to all my new VTubers out there just getting started, please be careful with Discords you join.
Let me see if there's any boys around you.